Hi everyone, my name is Aniko Boda and I'm here in this wonderful gallery art affair in Regensburg. Thank you very much. Artist friend Anthony and the only one who volunteered. Oh, are you recording? Okay. I was so angry. That was the first inspiration with contemporary art. And I thought to myself that 20th century art relates to the Renaissance and Baroque art as Michelangelo's Pieta resembles to this puppet. So I made this rag doll. It's a huge rag doll, the size like this, so the same size. I made it myself. It took a day because I had to stuff a stocking, and I stuffed a long sleeve t-shirt. And before you are asking, it doesn't matter if it's a girl or a boy. I just needed the bra to attach the stockings to the t-shirt. That's how I sew them together, because it had this strap, and this holds the whole structure together. So there is nothing hidden meaning or anything behind the bra. It's just a practical trick. And then I persuaded my cleaning lady to play the role of Maria in the Pieta. And the background here I stole from Masaccio, Maria with the baby Jesus. This is the background for a medieval painting. So I'm interested in the Bible. Okay. And not exactly the Bible, but of course the questions which the Bible is talking about. And I just use this Michelangelo pose for this painting. I borrowed it. This painting was made for a thematic competition, we call it, when you are given a given subject. In this case, it was Wagner's opera Lohengrin. It was a German-Spanish collaboration, the competition. Katharina Wagner, who is the director of Bayreuth Wagner Festival, teamed up with the Barcelona Museum of Modern Art, and they announced the competition to illustrate the opera Lohengrin. The only thing they wanted to have in the painting, it should be a scene from the opera. And I picked the scene when Elsa, the good princess, I don't know how much you are interested in Wagner operas or how much you know about it, but the good princess lets the bad princess into the palace, because she is locked out of the palace, but with a trick she persuades the good princess to be let into the palace again. So in the opera she doesn't offer the rose. I just put the red rose in the painting because I wanted to use the German heraldic colors, gold, black and red, in the painting, because already the colors are symbols, and the opera is German, so I wanted to use the German heraldic colors in the painting. This is my favorite part, actually. So The whole exhibition is named after the painting Time Machine, because time always occupies a special place in my heart. I'm just obsessed with time. I just don't understand. I keep thinking about it, but I always have this feeling of never understanding it completely. The more I learn about it, the worse. In my head, time works like a machine. It means you cannot stop it. You cannot have any effect on the time. We cannot change the pace of the time, but it has a never-ending effect on us. Even on our appearances, our skin changes, but not just us, everything around us, the objects, the buildings, everything changes because of time. Yes, I love structural surfaces. You can see like old walls or old buildings. So that's why this building is just perfect for my works, I think. And all of my works contain this really rough structure. These ones to more extent, some other works to less extent. It depends on my mood. But I don't know why. It's totally subconscious why I need these surfaces. Maybe it has something to do with the effect of time. And I just questioned the painting dollhouse because everything is so tiny in the painting, like in a real dollhouse. And the lady who is looking out actually doesn't look out through the window. This is a wall. You can see the shadow of her arm on the wall. And this painting is about the solitude of old age. And this statue is her young version. And basically that's the only one who she can talk to. Basically she can talk to herself only. And she has her relatives in a photo on the top of the cupboard. And you can see these ring bells here, but because they don't lead to anywhere, just to the ends, you cannot ring the bell in reality. So it's a little bit complicated, I know. And this is a urn. And the original title was the urn of the dollhouse, but it was a little bit morbid, so I changed the title of the painting to have a little bit more optimistic sounding. The title of the painting might be peculiar sounding, how to choose your fate, as if you can choose your fate or do anything about it. I'm still thinking about this question because there are some people who say that you can do whatever you want, you can change your fate, you are your own boss, you can guide your life, you do whatever you want. But there are people who say it doesn't make sense to fight with the fate, but your fate is determined, and you just swim with the flow. And these are two end points, two extreme opinions. And I think that the truth is somewhere in between, that Sometimes we can do things on purpose, we can be deliberate about our goals or our passions, but of course there is always something happening outside us, like COVID and earthquakes and things we have no effect on, but we can always decide on our mental state. I think that's the only fixed point. You know what Lev Tolstoy, the famous Russian writer, said? If you want to be happy, be happy. No, not really, because this is a triptych. Triptych is called when the three paintings belong together, and all of the hands here belong to real artists. The triptych is about creation of art. Art is always created out of nothing. I mean, just thoughts and ideas in our head, nobody can see them. But at the end, we turn the nothing into gold, into paintings, sculptures, installations, music pieces, literature, name it. And these are my artist friends, so they are also from the real life. So where are my sweet daughters? And I also use myself as a model, don't forget. For example, in that painting, in the box, that's me. I didn't want to tie up anyone else but myself. It was a very suffocating experience. So she's my younger daughter, and my little dwarf dachshund Daisy, she's my dog, and my older daughter. And I changed the hair colors and the shapes of the noses to get different persons. Because of course, if I want to paint 50 people, I cannot hire 50 models, but I can always change them. So that's the trick.
Out in this picture?
Who knows? Just imagine whatever you wish. Because you know what? Everyone is waiting for something else. What are you waiting for? Something else. Not just something more, something else, because sometimes you must have, for example, the most wonderful house on earth, but you wish you live in South America, for example, because it's different and you have this penchant, this wish for something else than what you have already. And I don't know why people are not satisfied with what they have. The horses symbolize the actuality, what we have, and what we are wishing for. Because two horses are two different horses, two different temperaments. I say different purposefully because they are not better or worse. They are different. And we might even say that this horse is very well behaved, even better behaved than the other one. But the girl who is sitting on the horse is reaching out for the other horse. She's not satisfied with the one she's sitting on. So that's the meaning of this painting. lots of. Because one of the most difficult things to persuade an animal to keep a certain posture. And for this painting, I think we took like 40 or 50 photos of the same dog. And then I managed to figure out which one is the ideal pose for him. Then of course separately the girls with the dresses, and I painted the tree from life, the ficus. It was not a tree, of course. I just used my own plant and put together the parts of the plant to look like a tree. Because, yeah, and this is also my plant. I live in a little town next to Budapest, and we have a royal castle. Franz Joseph II, the Austrian emperor, used to use that castle for hunting. And when the Russian army came in after the Second World War, at the end of Second World War, they occupied the palace, and they started to cut doors in frescoes. They just didn't care about the beautiful features of the palace. They just nailed things. They for example, cut out marble columns. It had a royal stable. The castle had a royal stable with red marble columns between the horses' boxes. But of course, the trucks of the army didn't fit into the horse boxes because they were too small, and they just cut out every second red marble column to fit the Russian trucks in. So this kind of destruction is just unbelievable to me, and I imagined that what would have happened to Botticelli if his works were in Hungary, you know. And of course the original, this is a detail from Botticelli's Primavera. It is in excellent condition in the Uffizi Gallery in Florence. But it might look this way if it stayed in Hungary, and someone would maybe put some nail in it just to use it as a structure for the cord and to put some keys on it. So sometimes I paint like ironic or sarcastic maybe, so it depends on my mood. My biggest inspiration is everybody around me. What people are talking about, what I read about. You see, like elections or philosophical questions. You know, the world is full of inspiration. You don't have to look for it, it just comes to you. You don't have to look for it. If you listen to the word, then that's enough. You know what, I always have this comparison, and you know, I used to be an obstetrician, and imagine when a baby girl is born, like 0 days old, just born. She has 100,000 cells in the ovarium, like generative cells, but they are not yet matured. 100,000 on the two sides. But during a woman's lifetime, let's say for 40 years, we start to menstruate at the age of 13, like till the age of, for example, 53, whatever. So during 40 years, let's say like 12 sites every year, then it's how much? 40. So like 480 matures. But from 480, how many kids do you have? like 2 or 3. So it's like the same with us artists. We have like 100,000 ideas, but how many paintings do we have out of those ideas? Like 2 or 3. It's the same. And all the ideas have to go through a maturing process. And in the meantime, you just select out, oh no, this question is bullshit, no, this is not so easy to paint, then discard, 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 discard again. And at the end, 2 or 3 remains that you turn into pictures, basically. But that is also an exciting part, to choose which ideas to manifest as a painting, because you always have more ideas than your life lasts. Your life is shorter than the time you need. Oh, that's about the Ukrainian war. Okay. That's a painting from last year. You know, the center figure in that painting is a piano. That's in the middle of the painting. I saw a video on Facebook when in Bila Cerkva, I think that was the name of the city. Bila Cerkva means white church in Ukrainian. And in that city, after the Russian bombing, a house of piano artist remained intact. The whole building was demolished after bombing. Only the piano remained intact in the middle of the house, and the little video showed the artist playing the piano in the middle of the ruins, everything. And to me it was such a sad experience, I don't know how to put it, to see all these destructions caused by the war. And I turned this into a picture, like the black drapery represents the bombing. The bombs all are the most frustrating kind of danger, because it's come from above. You cannot hide, you cannot run away. When a danger comes from the side, you run away, but when it's come from the air, you cannot hide, you cannot do anything. So the drapery symbolizes coming from the upper floor, the bombing, and of course the piano as the symbol of human culture stands in the middle. And I included the symbols of the 5 great religions, like Buddhism, Muslim religion, Christianity, Jewish religion, and Hinduism in the painting. And also the photographs in the background represents the helping power of the family. These are family photos. Somehow to survive this terrible experience of war. That's what can happen to my experience. And also the black irises, which the painting is named after, coming in from the fields, from outside. They are just spreading the whole scene around, and they are double symbols because they are flowers, so they are the symbols of hope, but they are black, so they are the symbols of grief too. I love this kind of contradiction.